Supercharged or non-supercharged? It's a question many jet ski riders begin with before they've even set foot in a showroom or hit the water for a test ride. To help answer that question, we've lined up the non-supercharged Yamaha FX HO Cruiser alongside the supercharged Yamaha FX SVHO, both of which are 2022 models. Because of shipping delays over the past year or so, it took a while for both of these skis to arrive in Australia. No sooner had they hit showrooms, they were replaced by 2023 models with new colour schemes. Here's what they look like. However, this test is still relevant to the Yamaha WaveRunners on sale as this video was published. These 2022 editions are identical to the 2023 models in every way except colour scheme. Both year models have the same stronger hull introduced in 2022, the same top deck and new centre console design, the same engines, the same jet pumps as before, and the same ride plates, which changed on the FX HO for 2022 and carried into 2023. While this generation Yamaha FX was introduced in 2019, Yamaha has made significant upgrades to the 2022 series, which carried over into 2023. In this video, we will go through current Australian and US pricing for both models and show you the colour schemes for the latest in the range. We also VBox tested each of these WaveRunners using super accurate GPS-based timing equipment so we can demonstrate once and for all what the speed differences really are. Let's take a closer look. While a lot of jet ski riders have a need for speed, at Watercraft Zone, we're also a fan of non-supercharged jet skis and personal watercraft, especially anyone new to the sport or prefers better fuel economy over outright acceleration. Here are the key bullet points. Compared to their supercharged equivalents, non-supercharged jet skis tend to accelerate a touch slower and have a slightly slower top speed. But unless you are absolutely pinning it in glassed-out conditions, non-supercharged jet skis can comfortably keep pace with equivalent supercharged models in most other conditions. Before we get into the data, let's do a quick recap of the Yamaha FX HO and FX SVHO. In 2019, when this generation came out, the hull of the FX HO and FX SVHO were the same shape and design as they are today, but were made with two different levels of lightweight Nano XL material. In 2019, both the HO and SVHO also shared the same ride plate. But Yamaha changed things up for 2022, and those upgrades were carried into 2023 and beyond. Responding to feedback about the 2019, 2020 and 2021 editions of the Yamaha FX, which delivered a particularly wet ride and a lower top speed than their predecessors, Yamaha changed the ride plate on the HO and the sponsons on both the HO and SVHO to get the nose up a little higher to create less drag. The result is a higher top speed for the FX HO from about 90 km an hour previously to just shy of 100 km an hour today, while the FX SVHO still tops out at about 110 km an hour. In US parlance, the FX HO now peaks at about 56 miles an hour, while the supercharged version tops out at close to 68 miles an hour. That said, most leisure riders are cruising at more modest speeds, between 40 and 80 km an hour or 20 to 25 miles per hour. So the main differences between supercharged and non-supercharged jet skis: acceleration and top speed, which we will go through in detail shortly. Meantime, let's have a quick look at the main similarities and differences between these two craft. As for similarities, on the 2022 and 2023 versions of the Yamaha FX series, the top deck, hull, intake grate and repositioned sponsons, which were moved forward compared to the 2019 to 2021 editions, are the same on the HO and SVHO. Both the non-supercharged and supercharged models have Bluetooth phone connection, audio speakers, standard in Australia and optional in the US, dock tie points on the handlebars, cruise control and trim adjustment. They have the same bow storage up front and the same wet storage in the stern, just near the rear deck. The different seat designs on these craft is the difference between regular and cruiser editions. which gain tiered seating available on both non-supercharged and supercharged versions. So what we have here is a supercharged FX SVHO and a non-supercharged FX HO Cruiser. As for the differences, on the technical side, the FX SVHO comes with a supercharged 1.8 litre 4-cylinder, while the FX HO comes with a non-supercharged 1.8 litre 4-cylinder. The jet pump in the supercharged model is 160mm in diameter and has 8 vanes, while the jet pump in the non-supercharged model is 155mm in diameter and has 6 vanes. There is also a weight difference with these craft. The non-supercharged Yamaha FX HO models have a dry weight of between 375 and 383 kilograms, about 827 to 844 US pounds, and the supercharged Yamaha FX SVHO models have a dry weight of between 396 and 398 kilograms, or about 873 to 877 US pounds. Both models have the same fuel tank, 70 litres or 18.5 US gallons, and a filler cap on the nose. But they come with new ride plates. While the 2019 FX HO and SVHO models shed the same flat-bottomed ride plates, the 2022 and 2023 editions have new designs that are also different from each other. The ride plate on the non-supercharged Yamaha FX HO has a much deeper cut than the supercharged SVHO, which has a more subtle chamfered edge. Both designs help lift the nose and deliver a higher top speed. Experts are divided on this change because the nose of the Yamaha FX HO now bounces around more readily in rough chop rather than carving through the water. So we prefer to ride the new FX HO with the trim down, which then defeats the purpose of the new ride plate. We're keen to test the latest FX HO with the flatter ride plate from the SVHO, which should bring the nose down, but we will have to save that test for another time. One final difference as this video was published, the Yamaha FX SVHO comes with a 7-inch digital touchscreen, while the non-supercharged FX HO gets the smaller 5-inch digital screen. Given the high prices of these craft, we hope Yamaha rolls out the 7-inch screen on future versions of the FX HO. Surely the larger display can't be that much more expensive to source from the supplier. Also worth noting as this video was published, the touchscreen on both the supercharged and non-supercharged variants of the FX was wiping the fuel used data every time the craft was switched off, rather than holding it in memory until you hit the reset button, as was the case with the 2019 to 2021 editions. This fault makes it difficult to more accurately track fuel use on a long day on the water, especially as the low fuel warning buzzer goes off prematurely on this model. Here's hoping Yamaha has a fix soon. In Australia, there are 2 versions of the non-supercharged Yamaha FX HO WaveRunner, starting from $24,599 and climbing to $25,499 for the Cruiser edition. Both prices are for the ski only, excluding trailer and registration. And there are 3 versions of the supercharged Yamaha FX SVHO WaveRunner, starting from $29,599 for the standard SVHO model, before climbing to $30,499 for the SVHO Cruiser with tiered seating, and $30,699 for the Limited with tiered seating and dock cleats. In the US, there are 2 versions of the non-supercharged FX HO, starting from $15,399 and climbing to $16,699 for the Cruiser edition. In the US, the FX HO Cruiser is also available with a choice of 2 colour schemes. However, as with Australia, the US also has 3 versions of the supercharged Yamaha FX SVHO, starting from $18,899 for the standard model, before climbing to $19,399 for the SVHO Cruiser and $19,999 for the Limited. On the 2019 to 2021 versions of this generation Yamaha FX, the supercharged and non-supercharged models ran the same ride plates. But that changed for the 2022 and 2023 model year. The FX HO and FX SVHO both got new ride plates, but they are different from each other. The ride plate on the non-supercharged Yamaha FX HO has a much deeper cut than the supercharged SVHO, which has a more subtle chamfered edge. Both designs help lift the nose and deliver a higher top speed. What we noticed, however, is that lifting the nose of the supercharged model makes it bounce around more in rough chop. It's less stable than it used to be and less stable in difficult conditions than the supercharged Yamaha FX. We tried bringing the trim down on the non-supercharged model, but as soon as the fuel load lightened, it went back to its bouncing ways. Before we put these craft to a speed test, and while we're at the back of the ski, it's worth having a quick look at the two different jet pumps. The supercharged model has a 160mm diameter 8-vane jet pump, while the non-supercharged model has a 155mm diameter 6-vane jet pump. That means the supercharged version should really hook up. Let's check them out. We tested both craft on the same stretch of water on the same day, with similar fuel levels and using the same rider for the timed runs. Our rider weighs about 70 kilograms, or about 155 pounds, and is an experienced racer. After a few runs to get some side-by-side footage and test our timing equipment, a VBox which uses satellite signals for accuracy, we ran each craft 2 times in 2 directions to account for changes in wind and current. A VBox is the same device used to performance test cars. However, because it is activated by motion, and we were on the water, we had to start the clock from 5 kilometers an hour, or about 3 miles per hour, and ran the timer until each ski reached their top speed. Conditions on the day were cool, about 20 degrees Celsius or 68 degrees Fahrenheit. The water was calm, although not dead flat, and there was only a gentle breeze. And here's where we ended up. These numbers are the averages of 4 runs per ski, that's 2 in each direction. We tested the non-supercharged first, and then switched to the supercharged model. Even though the FX HO certainly doesn't feel slow, the numbers show there is a marked difference, much bigger than we expected in fact. As you can see, the non-supercharged Yamaha topped out at 99.4 kilometers an hour, or 61.8 miles per hour after an average of 4 runs, while the supercharged model had an average top speed of 108.9 kilometers an hour, or 67.7 miles per hour. It's also apparent the SVHO launches much quicker, getting to 100 kilometers an hour, or 62 miles per hour, in an average of 5.33 seconds. By that stage, the non-supercharged model hasn't quite hit 85 kilometers an hour, or 53 miles per hour. Looked at another way, the non-supercharged FX gets to 95 kilometers an hour, or 59 miles per hour, in 8.3 seconds, while the supercharged model completes the same task in just 4.6 seconds. Yamaha does not publish horsepower claims for most of its WaveRunners, though the non-supercharged FX is expected to comfortably put out at least 170 plus horsepower, while industry estimates peg the supercharged Yamaha at close to 290 plus horsepower. Whatever the numbers, they're academic. What matters most is how these craft perform on the water. Thanks for watching this video. For more details on these and other jet skis, go to watercraftzone.com.au. Please hit like if you've enjoyed this video and subscribe to this channel so we can grow our jet ski community and to make sure you don't miss any future updates. Thanks for watching.